Hello. How are we doing today?
Maisie.
It's gonna be the fastest on stream I've ever talked to one of my pets. What's going on, everybody? I was thinking about doing a extra Marvel Rivals stream since today was the drop of patch 1.5, but I thought, you know what? We didn't really play a lot of Legacy last Friday. We didn't stream on Monday, so we haven't really played this game since a week ago Monday. So it's been a while since we've properly played Hogwarts Legacy. I'm like, you know what? I think it's time we have a proper stream of Hogwarts Legacy. So that's what we're doing here today. And we're going to continue with the story, and I think we can hold off on a little bit of Marvel Rivals until next Wednesday on stream. So here we go. I mean, in terms of last couple of days, I mean, I started my journey through the Fellowship of the Ring. I'm only like partway through the prologue, and I already have so many freaking notes. Look at this. Look at all these freaking notes I have in here. Like, those are all underlines that I've put into the book on to post-it notes. Things about the lore of the world, and was like, Jesus Christ. How's it going, Nick? I'm so fucking tired, man. Just another heads up that this stream is going to be a little bit shorter because I got work tomorrow on Saturday. What's Saturday for me? I still have work on Saturdays. So, yeah, I'm doing fine. It's been a long February, man. So, kind of for context, when I was sick, that was about a month ago, the end of January. So, it was January 16th I got diagnosed with the flu. I didn't actually properly work until the 5th of February. So that was almost 3 full weeks of being out of work. Since getting back to work, I've basically had 1 day off. And that was this past Sunday. How many hours? Probably about 3.5. I probably won't get past 10:30 p.m. my time, so that's just over 3 hours for reference. So right now for me it's 7:12 p.m. I won't go past probably about 10:30, or at least I'll only be like wrapping it up if we go past that. So just want to make sure I have sleep for tomorrow because I still work tomorrow morning. So let's go ahead and just kind of jump right into the game, shall we? I was debating between this and Marvel Rivals because Marvel Rivals did have that big update, and today is the start of the second half of the season. But it's been a while since we've properly played Hogwarts Legacy. I figured let's just go for Hogwarts Legacy. We'll have plenty of time for Marvel Rivals. Besides, every match today is just going to be the Thing and the Human Torch on both teams. So it is going to be just chaos. So waiting it out a week will hopefully calm things down. Do I remember Atom Smash? Yes, I remember Atom Smasher, dude. I remember. I've seen the movie. I remember the characters. Any particular reason why you ask about Atom Smasher? I'm gonna guess you're getting a Funko Pop of him. All right.
What have we here?
I'm a student at Hogwarts, sir. And this is Professor Fig.
Professor Charles Rookwood at your service. Has someone completed the first trial?
I have, Professor Rookwood. We saw you in
might
the
get a
Pensive
Funko of him.
Gringotts with Professor Rackham.
Indeed. So, you found the port key to access
Figured.
Professor Rackham's vault, and you deciphered the map within the locket you found floating above that pensive.
I did. I found something that I can't identify floating above
Not
the
gonna get
last
like
pensive.
Cyclone.
Ah,
I assume
yes.
you already have Dr. Fate.
You'll
and
find a similar
Hawkman and-
artifact in each
I know you already have
trial.
Black Adam.
You must take care to keep them safe. You'll need them to complete the journey we have set forth for you. Once you have them all, we will tell you what to do with them.
Very well. Are you able to tell me anything about the next trial?
Before you proceed, I would like to speak with Charles regarding the urgent situation involving the goblins.
The goblins?
The student has seen traces of a powerful dark magic being wielded by goblin kind. They and their mentor, Professor Fig, not only encountered goblins lurking outside of Sanbakar's tower, they also encountered a powerful goblin in my vault at Gringotts.
I'm afraid it would be wise to halt the trials until we know more.
You have a Funko
We
of
shall
Fate, but just
defer
not
to
from the
you
movie.
in this matter, of
I
course.
mean, fate is fate. I mean,
Now then,
Wait, Professor.
unless it's like
The name Rookwood.
there's a female
Do you
version of
think
Justice.
that
There's
there's
a
a
female,
connection
female
to
version of
Victor?
Dr. Fate.
perhaps, but we
forget her
can't be
name.
sure of its significance.
Can you Google
if
what
any.
the
For now,
human name
tell me what
for
you
the female
saw
Dr.
in the
Fate is? It's
pensive.
not Kent
Before
Nelson,
the
obviously
witch
that's the
from the
guy's
last
name.
pensive, Isadora,
What's
became
the female's
Hogwarts
name?
professor.
Who
She
does become
argued
Dr.
with
Fate.
Professor Rackham about using magic to remove pain.
Hopefully the next pensive provides more context. For now, we should learn
dude's
what Ranrock
massive
knows.
ears.
I will be honest, I've no idea where to start.
Actually, I might know of someone. I saw Serona at the Three Broomsticks speaking to a goblin once. He seemed friendly.
Well, it's worth a try.
My studies. Yes, sir.
Before you go,
Before I go, I need a new fucking mouse. Oh, you got something else to tell me, painting?
Professor?
have you encountered swirling traces of magic in the world? Aside from those along our path.
Not that I recall. What are they?
Evidence of the Keeper's efforts to manipulate the power of ancient magic during our time. If I am correct, and I usually am, you should be able
Pompous
to
bastard.
use them to inform and enhance your own magic.
Thank you, sir. I will look out for them.
That's an achievement. I didn't get a chance to read what it was. Is Linda Strauss? Okay, thank you. I would never have guessed that. Thanks for looking that up. What mail do I have, Owl? I don't want to read that. Percival Rackham's Trial. Alright, now what? J is what I want. The Pulso, Glacius, Wingardium Leviosa, and just more practice. Let's just get another quest done.
I should ask Sir...
Spectacular news! The broom upgrade's ready. Ha! Stop by the shop when you can.
Oh, he's got a broom ready? You traded in your Injustice 1? Nice. Cleaning out the closet, so to speak.
On another adventure, are we?
Come and see me about a pressing and highly confidential matter at your earliest convenience.
Traded in as you should stop
I
playing it.
believe
And
that
that's
we may
typically
be able
why
to
you don't just
help
trade it in
each
because you
other.
love the game or anything like that. 1,000 gold. You're shitting me. All right.
Thanks for stopping by.
Why don't I
Once you have completed the task,
go to the room of requirement? Perfect. And then inventory. Not inventory, gear. That's what I want. Honestly, those look perfectly fine. Perfectly, you know. And they got a hat, right? No, I didn't get a hat. What did I get? Scarf? It was a scarf. A much better scarf, too. Except I don't like the look of the scarves. So we're just gonna not show it. Anything else that I've noticed that I've gotten that's new? I don't think I've gotten anything else that's new, so let's just go and sell some stuff. I'll just see if I can get some more money, because that broom upgrade's 1,000 gold. So now, map. Where's the map? Where's the map? Oh, where's the map? So, I don't have enough gold for it. Let me go and just sell my stuff just so I know how much gold I need for it, though. Because I bet I'll be rough, I mean, kind of close, at least more than halfway.
My advice when dealing with untoward matters is...
You're back! Nice to see you again.
$693. So I need 307. Okay.
Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
So I need 307. Let's just do some quests until I get it. Beasts class. Yeah, let's just do some of these Hogwarts spell quests. Just get some of these spells unlocked. This class is at the Beasts classroom, which I can just teleport right there. Nope. Oliver, you alright there, buddy? What's better, the Marvel intro or DC intro? Marvel intro's better. DC's fine. I like how DC just kind of is like, it's now just that, it's just Superman like breaking the chains and it's like flipping with the DC logo. Like, it looks cool. I like it. I think it serves its purpose. Marvel's is iconic, man.
Welcome, everyone.
Especially if
I
it's an
see you've
MCU project
already
when you
met
have
some
like all
of the many beasts
everything
we
just kind of
study
turning in.
this class.
It
Though
zooms
be
out, you know, all the
advised,
scenes, all that stuff.
none of these
Plus,
creatures
it's different
should
every
be
movie.
taken lightly. They are all in their own way dangerous, especially if one does not know how to handle them properly. Now, it seems many of you are out of practice. Let's take some time to review the basics of how
fucking
to
dodo?
care for a beast, shall we? Miss Sweeting, would you please assist our new student with the lesson today?
Yes, Professor Howen. Hello, I'm Poppy Sweeting. Don't worry about Professor Howen's
That is
speech.
a
She
Hufflepuff name if I've ever heard one.
sometimes.
Jesus Christ.
All the beasts in class are perfectly safe. Oh!
Miss Sweeting, pay attention, please. The tongue of a puffskein can be a slippery devil.
Yes, Professor. Here, you can practice on Gerald. Just keep an eye out for his tongue.
Yeah, he looks like a Gerald.
You can use my brush. Just be gentle. Oh, and think pleasant thoughts. I like to think it enriches his experience.
Hold up.
That's lovely. I'm sure he feels much better. I think he might be hungry. Would you mind giving him some beast feed? What do you suppose the pellets taste like to Gerald? Pudding, I like to think. I think we can safely say that Gerald likes you.
That's good news. He seems very nice.
He is. Kindness is one of his best qualities, right after ambition. And cleanliness.
Good work, everyone. Now, let's make our way to the pens and select another beast. And please,
You like to get the
do
Team
be
NT's
careful as you
Funkos?
feed and groom them.
I mean, as a Funko
Miss Sweeting,
collector, I mean, I bet
why
you're
don't you show our new student
wanting to get
the
almost every single one
measles
of your
in the farthest
characters you
pen?
even like as a Funko.
This way.
Or multiple
The
Funkos.
Kneasels are over here.
Did she say Kneasels? Did she pronounce the K in that? Did I hear that right?
Oh, couple of Kneasel whiskers ought to
Oh,
get
no,
me a few
Kneasel.
canuts at least. Enough to buy something from Honeydukes. Stupid thing.
What in Merlin's name are you doing?
Tuss peculiar poppy. Worried about a worthless little rodent.
Her name is Persephone!
Her name is Persephone.
That's really not funny.
Why isn't
Let's
Casey
go.
Jones in Injustice 2? Because it's not a Ninja Turtles game. The Ninja Turtles make a cameo. I mean, you could say, oh, in Thor Ragnarok, Doctor Strange appears, but
Those
why
two
doesn't
don't
Wong?
belong anywhere
Because it's
near
not a
this class.
Doctor Strange movie. It's a
Poachers
Thor
in
movie.
training. Persephone
Injustice
was
is a
onto them
DC
instantly.
characters game.
Thank you for your help. Let's carry on.
That's also why you
Feed
don't
and
see
brush the
April
measles, just
O'Neil
as you did
or
with
Shredder,
Gerald.
or I'm not up to my Ninja Turtles lore, but I was never huge into the Ninja Turtles. That's why you don't see them, because it's strictly a DC game, or else. That's why you also only get a couple Mortal Kombat characters. I think you just get, depending on the game, you get like Raiden or Scorpion or Sub-Zero, and that's really it, because NetherRealm Studios makes both Mortal Kombat and Injustice. And somewhere they get the rights to the not Lord of the Rings, Ninja Turtles. And so they let you play as the Ninja Turtles.
The Kneasels really took to you. They know a good egg when they see one. As do I.
Is she
It
flirting
appears
with me?
our time has come to an end. Please close the pens and see yourselves out. Now, where is our new student? Ah, there you are. I would like a moment, please.
Hello, Professor. You wanted to speak with me?
I did. How did you find your first beasts lesson?
It was wonderful. I believe I'm really going to enjoy this class.
Good. You seem to understand that when beasts are properly controlled, they can play a vital role in our lives. Some provide us with
Properly
magically
controlled. That
imbued
doesn't seem like-
materials.
doesn't seem like you're a really good
cared for
beasts
correctly,
master.
which
You know
does
anything about
not
controlling
include
them.
torturing them for whiskers.
You must be a Slytherin.
Well done, by the way. Probably best to let me handle it next time.
Yes, Professor.
That stumbling over dead beasts? Terrible waste of resources. An optimistic idea. Now, why don't we focus on more immediate matters that we can control? Professor Weasley has asked that I prepare some assignments designed to help you catch up to the other fifth years. Meanwhile, I also encourage you to study.
All right. Yep. I understand.
Psst, psst. Over here.
Do you need something, Poppy?
Thank you again for saying something to those brutes so that I didn't have to. You were an augury at noon in the desert.
I certainly hope that's a good thing.
It's something my gran and I say. It means that something or someone is a welcome surprise. At least, that's what we decided it meant.
I couldn't stand there and watch them harm the poor thing.
We're of a similar mind. Actually, in light of that, there's someone I'd like you to meet in the forest.
You've intrigued me. Very well.
You had my
Lead the
curiosity.
way.
I'd hoped I
Now
would.
you have my attention. The Django Unchained reference for those who
I
didn't
wouldn't
pick that
take
up.
just anyone there. In fact, you're the first.
Really? Well, thank you, I think.
Really?
As I said, we think alike. Pleasant surprise.
Really? Hmm.
Quite the weather we're having, don't you think?
Poppy, where are you taking me?
It really is much better if I just show you. Don't worry, we're nearly there. It's just ahead.
I like how a video game character would say that, and you're only just getting started. You're only like 10% of the way there.
Stand back.
Is it a thestral? No, it's a hippogriff.
Please meet Highwing. Isn't she just magnificent? Go on, introduce yourself to her. But be careful. You must always show hippogriffs the proper courtesy before you approach them.
What if the Ninja Turtles were real and the artists weren't? I genuinely don't have an answer. I don't have an answer for you there, Nick. I think the world would actually be in a not as good place because, you know,
I knew it.
having some sort
I
of
don't
hero
think I've
invites
ever seen a
challenge, which
hippogriff take to someone
breeds
this
conflict,
quickly.
as, you know, Vision
You can
says in
feed
Civil
Russia
War.
if
That's
you'd
actually a
like.
pretty
I come and check on her every once in a
solid
while.
theory
Bring her
that he has.
pasties, tell her what's going on in the castle. You wouldn't know from looking at her.
But we get a lot
she's
of great
a
art
dreadful
and
busybody.
philosophy from the artists, so you'd be missing out a lot. I got food, bitch. Artists don't know that it... Of course they don't. Did you expect them to? They lived hundreds of years ago. Ninja Turtles were made in what, the 90s? No, 80s. It would have been 80s. Ninja Turtles were made in the 80s?
So, what did you think of Highwing?
I thought she was brilliant. Can't believe you introduced me to her.
I suspected you two might get along.
Are you the reason students have been seeing hippogriffs flying above the Forbidden Forest?
Perhaps. Did you know that once you earn a hippogriff's trust, they'll always be there for you? I've seen it firsthand with her.
How exactly did you and Highwing cross paths?
It's a longer story, but I rescued her from poachers a few years back. Got her to safety and, well, she was fine until recently. You may have noticed that poachers are something of a problem in the area, so I worry they could get her again. And I might not be there next time.
Professor Howin mentioned the poachers as well. She seemed to imply that we couldn't rely on the Ministry to help.
I don't often agree with Professor Howin, but on that, I fear she's right. The poachers' influence is growing. I see them every day in the village, lingering, talking to people. They're up to something. I'm just not sure what.
That does seem strange. Sounds as if they're planning something.
Exactly. I think I'm going to look into it. Find out what's going on, what they're doing.
I think that's a fine idea.
And the more I know, the better I can keep Highwing safe. Oh, very well. I will. I should be going, but we'll...
I think she's into me. How's it going, dude? Have you had a chance to play Rivals yet today? Because I haven't. I have not been able to play a single match. I might be able to play a little bit tomorrow, but let's put it this way. I was this close to wanting to play Rivals instead of Legacy tonight, instead of Hogwarts tonight. But it's like, oh, we didn't stream Monday. I really didn't play this last Friday. Let's actually play like Hogwarts Legacy. You got to play a little bit. Hey, Carrie. You like Leonardo's finishing move in Justice 2 where he throws pizza? I honestly don't think I've ever played as the Ninja Turtles in that game. Like I said, I'm not a big Ninja Turtle fan. Sue me. Glad I picked Hogwarts. Yeah, it's something that I haven't played in a while. You tried out The Thing, too? You tried out The Thing? Yeah, I was able to hop into, like, practice mode for a little bit. Just kind of get a feel for their kits. I feel like I'd play Human Torch a bit better than The Thing. I don't know, it felt like The Thing, all it was punch and punch differently. It's just, The Thing is just different levels of whack. And Human Torch is just like, you know what? You see this area? Yeah, you don't get to step in that area. I own it for these, like, next 5 seconds. Or at least that's how I felt playing him. He played Ninja Turtles on Super Nintendo as a kid. I don't think I've ever played the Super Nintendo Ninja Turtles game. I've always really just played Mario World, which is a goated game.
I heard you got called.
It's fantastic, but here's the thing. Dave's been grim lately. You're lucky my drum set's turned off. Plus, I'm not going to get up because my dog is sitting right in my lap. Well, I'll be able to... Can I... Let's see, can I get this pulled up? That's what it is. Aw, dang it, I guess you can't really flame it on, can you? Really wish the problem would just disappear, but that's a stretch. What a thing. Ugh. Imagine my dog was name was Baxter. One second, let me see if I can get this figured out. There we go. second here. I got a new phone, so my remote share. Let's see if it works. Do I know anyone who's been in a bad motorbike accident? No, I don't, thankfully. It's not working. If the dog's name was Baxter, he would have owned a building by now. That's not even good. I'm just disappointed in that one. Did I read the thing, by the way? To read the thing? I don't know what you're talking about. Ah, it's working. So like See my phone right here? Oh, there it is. Look at that. Oh, no. Sorry, dude. I haven't had a chance yet. I've had like no time. But look at this. My POV. And you can even get Inception with this. Whoa. But then you have, in my lap, dog. That's Oliver. Being a lapdog. And Heidi's not down there. Heidi's over there in the dog bed. Dog shorts go crazy. Dog blanket, actually. I'm wearing sweatpants. Yeah. You can see the stuff I have on my desk. You love the dog? I love the dog too. You get to see my drink that I got over here. Oh no, it's Cookie Clicker and Spotify. Yeah, he's snoozing. Hey, Oliver. Here, buddy? Good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. So this desk is also standing desk, so I can like... That's the desk moving, not the camera. I have a specific setting where I'm sitting, but the dog is in my lap. That's funny. But yeah, I got my phone cam working now. So now I can share this stuff. Probably notice I haven't done that since about Thanksgiving, end of November. I probably stopped doing it. It's because I got a new phone and I didn't get it set up yet. Now it's set up. That's the one I want. What wizardry art thou using for that? It's called Video Ninja.
Hello again, Mr. Moon.
Oh, I was hoping to see you again, my young friend. Gladwin Moon, Hogwarts caretaker, at your service. First, please allow me to apologize if I seemed a bit unsteady when we last met. I'm afraid I had a rather disconcerting encounter. Although I hear your visit to Hogsmeade was even more eventful than mine.
I suppose you could call it eventful. I certainly wasn't expecting a troll attack.
Oh, of course not. And from what I understand, the village was lucky you were there. In fact, my recent visit to Hogsmeade is the reason I was hoping to bump into you. I could use your help with something. Do you see that curious statue over there? Watch what happens when that light changes from day to night.
My cat.
Now, if you wouldn't mind humoring me for a moment, see if you can remove the moon from the statue. Go on, take the moon.
Sophie? You jump on the bed? She's on the bed. She's directly behind my chair. Trying to move all over my lap.
Go on, take the moon.
Such a good kitty. Sophie's such a sweetheart.
Go on, take the moon.
I am Gru. I am taking the moon.
Odd little contraptions, aren't they? It seems the statue vanishes once the moon is removed. Which
Time to sneak around the faculty
incidentally,
towers
can
so you
only be
can't be
done at
seen, then
night.
complete the mission.
Why don't you
You
hold
can
on
go
to
right
that
back
one
in
for
there.
now, and I'll explain more as we walk.
Oh, just like
Ever since that
helps me,
fateful day
like,
in the village,
sneak
those
around.
curious statues have begun appearing about the castle. A fair number have been strewn around Hogsmeade. Someone, it seems, is trying to torment me. You see, that day in Hogsmeade, I turned a corner and came face to face with a boggart, or shapeshifter, if you will, which takes the form of whatever scares you most. This one took the form of Revelling Eyes, a demigod. Yes, terrifying creature that can see the future. Wholly unnerving. I encountered one when I was a lad in Korea. Terrible experience. Those statues are demiguises. The moons, I assume, are an uninspired play on my name. Some jackanapes used a boggart to learn my greatest fear and use it against me. I have my suspicion as to the scoundrel or scoundrels responsible. It is my hope that they will slip up and reveal themselves as the statues disappear. That is why I need your help in removing the statues.
Why me?
A couple of reasons, frankly. First, your daring do against those trolls in
Like the
Hogsmeade
demiguise,
has gained
they're
you a
cute. He's a coward.
reputation for
Yeah, he seems like a
fearlessness.
bitch.
Second, as macabre and hideous as a demiguise is, most would find my fear of them unwarranted. You, however,
Does he
see how
look
they affect me.
like
I'm at my
a
wit's end,
bitch?
young friend. I simply can't bring myself to go near them. In fact, I know of two
Little Pulp
statues right
Fiction.
here in the faculty tower.
That's two
Perhaps you could
Tarantino
start
films
simply
mentioned
by
in what?
removing
Less than
them,
half an
so,
hour?
I can go about my evening duties.
Sure.
I'd be glad to help you, Mr. Moon.
Oh, I knew I could count on you. First, you know how to cast a disillusionment charm, correct? You'll want to do that before wandering the tower at night. Next, you'll notice that the door is locked. However will you get in? Alahomora, that's how.
But what about curfew?
Pronounce that
Curfew?
again.
Oh, tosh. I sense you're a bit like me when I was your age. Oh, the school was my oyster. And I took advantage of it. Oh, everyone loved me for it. Oh, those were the days. Now, you'll find one statue in the prefect's bathroom and the other in the hospital wing. Good luck. Oh, and thank you.
Hello, Homora.
Hello, Homora.
Hello, Hormora. Oh, I see. QE80. So it doesn't unlock it for me. I have to do like a Ratchet and Clank minigame to do it. Now, hold up. Don't tell me anything. I want to figure this out myself. Don't tell me. I want to figure it out myself. Move the sparks and rotate the dials until both corresponding gears are activated to release the lock. It helps when you read the instructions and don't just see QEAD and just fiddle around with stuff. Which is what I typically do.
Claps eyes on you. This is a restricted area of the castle, after all.
Right, now it's time to actually move these stupid brush and food spells. Wait, I didn't need to.
Levioso. Revelio.
Hogwarts themselves do an exceptional job of keeping the castle in order. Seldom unprepared for any number of items they might encounter each day. However, only the other day, an unexpected stash of wizarding crackers went off from behind the cushion. Cacophony was most untoward, engulfing one poor elf in blue smoke and giving the Osas nearby an abominable ringing in our ears the rest of the day. Oh. Yeah, Peeves is a bitch. Probably won't do it. Often change to story mode and press a button to auto solve those puzzles. So you skip it, it's not that hard, just annoying. Gotcha.
Revelio.
Where the bitches at? Oh, they're upstairs. Blue solar protection goggles. Did I just pick up blue light glasses? Technically, that's what I've been wearing this entire time I've been streaming, by the way. Is these have blue light filters in them.
Coddled cape flappers that can scarcely tell the difference between aconite and asphodel.
Yes, well, it's still early. Perhaps tell him.
Guys, I know I've done this twice already, but you should see what's at my feet. Again, there's Oliver, but down at my feet. It's Sophie. What's that, Sophie? So yeah, I'm feeling the blanket get a little bit tight around the feet. I'm like, I haven't moved my legs. So we're waking up a little bit. I know you should be focusing on Sophie, but that is the Messive cable version of Cthulhu. No. I definitely don't have a giant audio interface that is connecting two PCs, two studio monitors, a headset, microphone. It's also a capture card, so I have HDMI's going into it, and a power supply. No, definitely not that. No, definitely not that. All going into one machine. No, definitely not. That's why I actually was mindful and braided, just wound up these cables here for this PC, and these cables here for that PC. So PC, gaming PC, streaming PC. On old bookshelves that used to hold comic books, which are now in the bottom shelf down there. And this bookshelf held music textbooks and other references, which are now down there. With a little Spider-Man tin that used to hold a wallet that just holds, like, guitar strings now. And that's a PS5 that just looks like a Wi-Fi router. Then, of course, the drum set. So all those rim shots you hear on stream, yeah, it's turned off right now, so you'll just hear the mesh pads. That's literally me just going... Literally that. Every single rim shot you've heard on this channel has been done by me. And of course, a couple of the guitars, bass and 6-string guitar, with the amp that all the sound comes out of. Yeah. Music awfully fitting for what's showing us right now. Yeah. How about Cookie Clicker? Is it fitting for Cookie Clicker? Which I'm definitely not modding and automating right now. And of course, you got the trombone, which the stand is also keeping the door open. And of course, my other guitar, my VR's headset. And other stuff. Also, Fellowship. I finished The Hobbit, so now I'm on Fellowship. I'll probably make a short video, kind of talking me going through The Hobbit as part of my Lord of the Rings marathon series that I'm doing on the channel. Just kind of irregular posts, only making a post when it makes sense to me. Just kind of documenting myself marathoning the entire canon of Lord of the Rings. Right now, yeah. Fellowship. I'm only like on page 8. I have so many notes. The prologue to this motherfucker is insane with lore. I put more notes in 8 pages than I did in like 8 chapters of The Hobbit. This book is insane. Like, I mean, not 8 chapters, probably like 3 chapters, but still.
This must be the prefect's bathroom.
Dang indeed. Have you not seen the Dune prologue? Shit's 144 pages long. You're right, I have not seen the Dune prologue. Because I have not read Dune. I want to. I enjoy the films, and I would be interested in reading the books. I just don't own the books.
If the ministry would allow them to have wands. One of those goblins comes near
To be
me,
blunt,
I'll hand him his hat. Or hell,
I'm not as interested in Dune as I am with Lord of the Rings.
I think that's what that class is for.
She's right. Why don't you leave goblins alone?
How dare you speak to a prefect that way?
I'm a prefect
How long is the Lord of the Rings Fellowship prologue? A shame. I'm sorry. I didn't have a ton of money for books when I was a kid. I was a big fan of the library. Page 1 is when the prologue starts. Okay, it's a 17-page prologue. 16-page prologue. Where it starts, of course, with concerning hobbits. And then concerning pipeweed. God, so many notes. I literally have a note in here that says, I can't note everything. There's too much information. This thing will just be a massive underline or a massive highlighter. I literally have a note in here. Like, look at this shit. Those are all underlines on post-it notes because I don't want to actually like draw in the book. So I wrote a note for myself that basically right there, it says, there's too much information. I cannot possibly note everything that's happening. Yeah. Tolkien goes nuts. Not that Herbert doesn't go nuts with Dune. But because Herbert goes nuts with Dune doesn't mean Tolkien doesn't go nuts with Lord of the Rings. Shall I even mention the appendices? Or the Silmarillion? Lore's so deep you have to write it in 2 separate notes.
At the moment, no.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of other perils and pitfalls to send them my way, though.
Alright.
Well.
And no one... I was gonna say, no one saw that. Shit.
I had planned to get a few galleons on Hufflepuff.
Barbarossa and the rest of the Simek fleet will find you. I'm guessing that's a Dune reference. Using third person to my advantage. Turn around. Big reference to Dune and the comic ideas. You should.
Encompasses the whole of the human condition.
How's that?
Well, all of the teamwork and flying about and the golden snitch.
I suppose I should pay closer attention in the next match, if there ever is one.
I suppose you should.
Bitch. Got him, you bastard.
Hello, Mr. Moon. I have the moons you asked me to collect.
Oh, goodness! You're as fearless as I'd hoped. An excellent start. If we can collect more, it may shed some light on who's behind all this. Of course, I first suspected Peeves. He drove the previous caretaker, Rancorous Carp, to an early retirement with his intolerable buffoonery. But that does not explain the boggart in Hogsmeade, does it?
Buffoonery is a fun word.
I am determined with your
tomfoolery.
help to discover the
That's a better
identity
word.
of my tormentor.
It's definitely intriguing. I'd like to help you solve this mystery.
You, my friend, are a gentle person and a scholar, and I have something to offer in
You ain't the
exchange
buddy.
for your assistance. Now, remember, the moons are only retrievable at night. Thus, I encourage you to use a disillusionment when necessary.
You want me to lay you back down? Yeah, oh jeez. Alright.
Understood. I shall keep an eye out.
I appreciate that.
Alright. There we go, buddy.
Oh, and I knew you were the one to ask for help. Keep at it so we can solve this mystery.
Sophie's still at my feet, by the way. Cat. I pet the cat. Where's Maisie? Maisie! Kitty, 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 kitty.
Revelio.
I saw that. Poor bastard. I already pet the cat. I already have that flute powder, okay. Next quest. Improve your magical abilities to access the next trial. You know what? Let's go ahead and finish up finding these moons. Do some of these moons. Da moon. Madame Kogoa. Was there a quest for Madame Kogoa you want me to do? Pop balloons on your broom? I figured it'd be easy.
Hello, Mr. Moon.
Oh, greetings! Any luck removing some more of those?
I actually have some moons for you.
Oh, thank you. The fewer the...
I'll keep an eye out for more demi-guys.
You are to be commended for your...
So that one thing I was looking for with that one girl, like those, whatever the fuck she was looking for, like that game. Is one in Fig's office? Okay. Well, I'll just keep my eyes out and I'll just keep looking for. Well, I won't actually spend too much time looking for them. More in the restriction section. Yeah. I'm not going to bother. You only find them at night. In the day, they don't show up with Revelio. Guy I'll mention when you're near one. Okay. Bro, I just missed that. Bro, I can't fucking hit it. Fifth one. See it. No, that must be a different one. I saw one over there. But considering the radius, I'm guessing it's in here somewhere. Maybe under here? Carrie, I thank you for the help. Though, forgive me for being blunt and callous. I like figuring it out. If you're working on a puzzle and someone just gives you the answer, pretty much all the fun's taken away. I don't mean to sound blunt. Pitch it 6. There they are. I see one there behind the thing as well, and I saw the one at center pitch. I'm guessing there's one further in the air. Nope. Closer to the pitch. There it is, I see it.
Brilliant.
Awesome. I know I'm trying to. There we go.
How did you get on with those tasks?
Madam Kagawa, I completed the list of tasks you assigned.
Wonderful. I trust you became more familiar with your broom through the process?
Yes, Professor.
That's good to hear. Keep it up, and perhaps one day you'll have a spot on the Quidditch team. If Black ever permits Quidditch again. Well, with those tasks out of the way, let us get started. Glacius. Pay attention to your wand work. Well done.
Perfect.
I'd recommend that you practice your new spell here in my office. Out into the world.
Glacius!
There you go. Get on quickly.
Sorry, Carrie, if I came off harsh. I didn't intend that to be... I can't find the right word. For lack of a better word, I didn't intend for that to be mean. It felt like what I said was coarse. I didn't intend it to come off that way. I know it might have come off that way. It's okay, sorry. Just overly helpful. No, it's fine. I appreciate the help. It's a puzzle. And sometimes it's fun to figure out it's fun to fiddle with a puzzle and figure out how it works. Hi, Mira. And if it, you know, sometimes I like to shake the present to figure out what's inside. So to speak. I feel like that's a half decent analogy, is like shaking the present, trying to figure out what's inside, or fiddling with the Rubik's Cube or the little like puzzle to figure out how it works. I feel like that's half the fun of figuring something out. Almost like brute forcing a bunch of different things to try to see what works until it finally does. Then when you figure it out, it's like really satisfying. Helps user value in the flying though. That's how you found them. Ooh, okay. That's good to know. I'll keep that in mind. Okay. Yeah, so I also... I'm going to give you also an extra warning. If I come off blunt, callous, or coarse in any way, if I end up sounding like I'm coming up short with you guys, I don't intend it to come off that way. I've had a long week. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. But I also want to give you guys a stream, because I know I haven't really, outside of the streams, I really have done nothing for this YouTube channel since November, or since I uploaded the preparing for the James Gunn DCU. Like, that was the last thing I really did for this channel outside of the streams. And I'm really trying to put a lot of work into getting Avatar Trivia ready for March. I've got a lot with work going on, and between both of my jobs, in addition to everything else just going on in my life, there's just a lot. It's not like anything is bad or anything in my life is negative. It's just when you have a full plate overflowing with food and you want to enjoy all of it, it's hard to do it. It's a weird analogy, but it's... Man, this is a fucking therapy session. Maybe I need to cut. Good thing I got some stuff scheduling wise ending at the end of the month. Give myself a break. It's February. It feels like it will never end. Basically, when I was sick 3 weeks ago, I literally couldn't do anything, and it was driving me bonkers. There, just to get real with you guys. Right? Just to get real. So when I was sick and I couldn't stream for those like week and a half, 2 weeks, and I was sick, I literally couldn't do anything. My day job is I'm a phone salesman. I sell stuff over the phone. I need my voice. Let's put it this way, if I lose my voice and I can't talk, I can't work, I'm effectively sick, even if every part of my energy, my mental health, and all of that is a-okay. If I don't have this, I can't work. I was sick for like a solid week, actually like being like mentally gone. And then for like 2 weeks after that, I couldn't speak. And it was literally just my voice gone. And I couldn't work. And then it's not like only that, but I also couldn't make YouTube videos or stream because I couldn't record lines or hop on a stream. And so that drove me fucking crazy. So all those hours you saw in Marvel Rivals was because I literally had nothing else I could do. The reason I've already read like 3-4 books this year is because I've had nothing else to do. And then now, as soon as my voice comes back in, I went from doing nothing for like 6 weeks, because right before I got sick, I was doing retraining for my job and I was on vacation. Basically, I went from doing nothing for like 6-7 weeks to suddenly doing like 60-hour work weeks and trying to fit everything in and get essentially 30 shorts and 2 videos. That's what I plan to do with Avatar Trivia, done by March. And I'm admittedly almost done with that. But doing all of that while working a 9-to-5, while working another job that eats up pretty much every Saturday for 5-6 weeks straight, and it really starts wearing on you mentally. And then you end up trying to take days off, and you burn through your PTO, and you take streams off when you know you shouldn't, or you know you don't want to, but you just need to mentally, because you haven't done dishes in a week and a half, along with laundry, and your room smells like a pigsty, so you have to steam clean it. I literally spent all day Monday fucking cleaning. All this weight, gone. Yeah. Can you tell I've been stressed? We're okay. We're gonna be okay. Do you have any water in this? All right, I got some water. Thank you all for being a verbal punching bag. Or a... Oh. So you're trying for an oil change and it's spinning? How do you spend $400 on an oil change? Aren't those like at most $75? And that's if you get like synthetic oil that lasts like 5 months instead of 3. I think the most I've ever spent on an oil change is like $80. Maybe 90 if the mechanic was really just gouging me. How do you spend? Need to do some transmission things. Gotcha. Other things that need to be done. Well, classic mechanics, talking into ordering stuff that you didn't know that you needed. I don't understand cars either. I don't understand cars. I did spend, oh gosh, I bought tire. I had to get tires last year. I know that. And I had to get my brake rotors replaced. That combined for my vehicle, that was like $2,200. Boyfriend's gonna tell you that you're dumb. I mean, I'm not one to judge. I spent $2,200 on my car last year between tires and brake rotors. So... Oh god, my neck hurts. Oh yeah, and this whole time I've had pain in my neck. And I haven't bothered with the chiropractor. Who's this bitch? Oh, this guy.
What are you doing out here?
Challenging you to a game of Summoner's Court. I think it's time you faced a
Yeah, the
real
maintenance
opponent
will help keep it from
outside
breaking
of
down
Ronan's little
in the
lesson in
long
charms
run.
class.
That's always the
Summoner's
hope.
Court isn't just a game. It's a battle of skill. A
Better to
test
be
of a
have
witch
your
or wizard's
pocket.
metal.
Better to
One
have your
say.
wallet a little bit lighter and have your safety, you know, in case something bad were to happen.
I'm in.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Why not?
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Summoner's Court. The ever-changing
God, they're
game.
fucking British.
Akio. Try to beat that.
Akio.
That's over.
That was one for the ages. Akio.
Bloody hell,
All
I've
in
been
the
stabbed.
wrist.
Bit rude, innit? Bit rude doing it on Tuesday. My aunt's from England and she's probably just... And she doesn't watch these streams, she doesn't even
Lucky
know I
shot.
stream.
Akio.
But I have an aunt who's from England. And I bet she would just laugh at me. My stupid English accent.
Don't want.
I just gotta make sure I don't, like, knock him into better points.
Akio.
I win.
Missed the mark a bit on that one. Well done.
My
You beat
2
me.
beat your 3, dude. I just had to make sure I didn't knock you into better points.
Bit of good luck, that's all.
I'm not lucky. I'm simply better than you.
All right, fine. You're right. You're better than me. I'll let the others know you're good enough to keep playing.
The others?
I lost 7 matches in a row to Samantha Dale. The others who play Summoner's Court thought that if you couldn't beat me, you wouldn't be enough of a challenge.
I'm not going to be a dick, but I'm not going to lie to him.
Chin up, Leander. Keep practicing and you'll get better.
I suppose you're right. I'll let the others know that your metal's been tested, and that you passed.
Throws the fucking qualifier. Poor bastard. My dear friend, would you rather enjoy a nice afternoon atop the Big Ben, or eat perfect beans and toast and fish and chips with King Charles? You know what's sad? They ate beans on toast as a war ration during World War II. But the British they have such bad taste buds that they took a war ration and made it like their national dish that they're known for. Beans and toast. Which I'm sure isn't even toast, it's just fucking bread. Thanks to the British, you'll never take the word, that word seriously. Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of my favorite series on YouTube, you gotta look it up, is English people eating American food, or heavily Americanized foods. And one of my favorites is when they eat biscuits and gravy, because here's the simple fact. Whether you live in America or England, biscuits and gravy have entirely different meanings. Biscuit in England, cookie. Biscuit in America, what they would call a scone. For us, it's, a biscuit. And then for them, gravy is only like brown gravy. Like to them, that's what gravy is. Basically what we have with Thanksgiving, that's gravy. But not with biscuits and gravy. Biscuits and gravy is the white sausage gravy. That is so fattening and so delicious. And it's like you don't expect them to work together, biscuits and gravy, but oh my God, is it such a comfort food. Like, I like to say, like, I am from born and raised Minnesotan, right? Minnesotans are not known for their food. Number one, we don't call casseroles casseroles. We call casseroles as hot dishes. Number two, we're known for fish because we come from Scandinavia. Primarily what's called lutefisk, or lutefisk. Lutefisk or a lutefisk, it's a very, very salty, almost snotty, textured fish. It is disgusting. As they call an acquired taste. But although I have the cold tolerance of a Minnesotan, I have the accent of a Minnesotan, oh for sure, you betcha there, bud. I'm born and raised Minnesotan. My taste buds, god damn. I got my mother's taste buds. My mom grew up all over the South, primarily in Arkansas and Mississippi. And my mom knows how to cook. And she cooks Southern food. My taste buds are Southern. Good God. There's a restaurant in Missouri, northern Arkansas. There's 2 locations that I'm aware of. It's called... Fuck, what the fuck? What's the restaurant called? Lambert's. It's called Lambert's. Oh. It's a Golden Corral, visually speaking. I'm not comparing the food itself to a Golden Corral. I'm just talking like you walk in, it's all like wood, you know, interior, and it just kind of has the interior vibe is that of a higher end. No, did I say Golden Corral? I meant Cracker Barrel. I don't know why I said Golden Corral. If I said Golden Corral, I meant Cracker Barrel. It's like a higher end Cracker Barrel. And you walk in, and oh my God, the fried okra. Oh, I can eat my weight in fried okra. But watching the English eat biscuits and gravy, watching the English eat ranch, ranch dressing as a condiment, not a salad dressing for the first time. Watching them have authentic barbecue and trying to eat it with a fucking fork is nothing short of spectacular. Europeans, our food is better than a trash Americans eat. Meanwhile, the average British meal, English bingos and mash, what the hell porridge is, yeah. I like to, my phrase is usually, we're fat for a reason. Of course the English are skinny. They hate their food. They don't know any better. What are all the best restaurants in England? French. Look it up. All the best restaurants in England are French restaurants. And the French are just known for eating fucking snails. You worked at a Cracker Barrel before? What was it like? I feel like Cracker Barrel is just like it's like, I used to work at an Applebee's and I fucking hated it. Are you a spoon enjoyer too? What are you talking about, spoon enjoyer? What's wrong with spoon? What's wrong with a fucking spoon? It's a fucking utensil. It was hard to understand people. Yep. You eat everything with a spoon? No. When you eat barbecue, if you're eating barbecue, you either eat all your food with your fingers. No. You always eat your food with your fingers when you're eating barbecue. Because the one time you don't eat it with your fingers is when it's on a bun and you're holding the bun with your hands. You don't need utensils when you're eating barbecue, other than extremely specific scenarios. When the cook is like, you're going to need a fork and knife for this, or you're going to need like this, like, yeah. You moved from Philly to South Carolina and worked there. So as somebody who's lived in South Carolina and likely had some sort of like proper barbecue, Carrie, you can attest that proper barbecue is ate solely with your fingers. And what's so funny is watching the English try to eat barbecue with their fingers. As somebody who was partially raised in Kansas City, Missouri, and has had some of the best authentic barbecue. Little rants about Minnesota here. One of my gripes with Minnesota. When I moved back to Minnesota, I'm born in Minnesota. It's just that when I first started going to school, my family just happened to move to Missouri. Yeah, eat with your fingers. Yep. I moved to Missouri when I was about 5-6 years old from Minnesota. Then I moved back to Minnesota when I was just about to turn 12. And I got to learn at a young age what proper barbecue was. And what that actually tastes like. And then I moved back to Minnesota, and one of my friends was like, "Oh, we're having a barbecue." And my naive ass was like, "Oh my fucking god, you're having a barbecue?" And he's like, "Yeah, like it's not that crazy. Do you want to come over?" I'm like, "Play some Halo?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, let's go. Let's play some Halo. Let's eat some barbecue." My disappointed ass, when their idea was of a barbecue, was well done burgers and hot dogs. Not even brats. Burgers and hot dogs. Bruh, if you want to invite me for just a cookout, break out the grill, throw some burgers and hot dogs on the grill, I'm first in line. You know, I'll get some barbecue sauce, I'll get some ketchup, I'll get some relish, and I'm going to go ham, right? I'm going to go nuts. Do not tell me you're having a barbecue and solely have overcooked burgers and hot dogs. And don't even have the courtesy of getting brats, preferably the cheddar-filled ones. I was so disappointed. And the food was fine. Where's the brisket? Where's the ribs? I know, Oliver. He just whined. When I said brisket and ribs, he whined. Where's the brisket? Where's the ribs? I'm one who loves their vegetables. Where's the cucumber salad? Where's the coleslaw? You know? I was so upset. If you need brisket and or ribs, you need pulled pork. Throw in some burgers and some hot dogs and some brats because those are good. But those are more that's for everybody else. Like if you happen to not love that stuff that's slathered in, some sort of garlic sauce or some sort of, standard barbecue, spicy barbecue, honey barbecue. Basically a barbecue isn't just food you eat with barbecue sauce. It's food you can eat with barbecue sauce. But that smoker should have been running last night. Kind of shit. Like, good God. If you're having a barbecue, you've been cooking for at least 14 hours. And that's why I was like, you're having a barbecue this weekend? You're telling me now? Like that smoker had been running for 14 plus hours. Like there's no other way. You get some pork butt, and by the way, pork butt is just a shoulder for those who don't know. You get some brisket, you get some ribs. So good. As someone who's a complete outsider to every U.S. state but Florida, have not any idea what you're talking about. Okay, so a barbecue. All right. Education here. I want barbecue. I know. I had for my dinner tonight was mac and cheese with ground beef and some just Sweet Baby Ray's classic barbecue sauce. That's all my dinner was today. And now I'm like getting like, dude, as somebody who was raised on Kansas City barbecue, it's nowhere close to the best barbecue I've ever had. But I will never be upset with it. If you ever find one of these two chain restaurants, these are like, in terms of like massive chains that do barbecue decently for a chain restaurant, if you find yourself a Famous Dave's or a Dickey's barbecue, Dickey's is better than Famous Dave's, but they're not as popular. Those are solid, okay to solid introductions to barbecue. They're nowhere near the best barbecue you'll ever have in your life if you ever find yourself to say in Texas or Kansas City or a lot of other southern states. Florida should also have some solid barbecue, although they'll probably have it more influenced by, you know, a lot of the not bayous, but like a lot of the wetlands and stuff like that's down there, like the Everglades and such. They'll probably be a bit more seafoody-esque. But like, I would say the best and or at least most popular forms of barbecue is Kansas City, out in Missouri, which is of course center of the country, or in Texas. Those are probably the best, most popular at least, forms of barbecue. Here is just the Wikipedia article on barbecue. Often shortened to just BBQ. Term is significant and regional, with all these variations on cooking methods. It has to involve live fire or smoke to cook the food. Usually they say the term low and slow. And with that, you cook the food for a very long time. That's why I say 14 hours. You're cooking it with smoke at a low temperature. It will cook it really slow, gets it really nice and juicy, and it's so good. So if I go back here, here's some images of barbecue. Ooh, kebabs. I forgot about kebabs. So here's some barbecue kebabs. So that's just, this looks like just chicken and peppers. Just there's chicken, peppers, and I typically do my kebabs with onion as well. I'm a big onion enjoyer. I will eat an onion like an apple. And so I would put, like, here's one with some onion on it. That looks like some chicken or pork. And so chicken or another type of pork. What else is on here? Person has a burger. I mean, yeah, you can have burgers with barbecues. But I mean, Dickey's. This is Dickey's. Did they rebrand? I don't like it. I think they rebranded. That don't look good. This is what I know, the big cup. Looks like you got some pulled pork, some coleslaw, some beans, a couple pickles, and you got some bread. It's not your best barbecue you'll ever have, but you know what? It's really good for a chain. Dickey's is the best chain barbecue. And then Famous Dave's is also, it's not as good, but it's solid. A little pricey. Dickey's is the best fast food chained, I shouldn't say fast food, the best chain barbecue you'll find. But being out in Florida, you should be able to find some solid barbecue. Here, it looks like he got some brisket. Oh, that brisket looks good. Mac and cheese is also commonly served. Is that onion? It's hard to tell what this photo is. There's like 5 pixels in it. You got some beans, some pickles back here. I'm guessing that's onion. Sauerkraut is also somewhat common depending on who's hosting. The big box. That looks like brisket or ribs. Some chicken wings. Very acceptable for a barbecue. You got some salad, which will not get touched unless it's me, because I like my vegetables. And mac and cheese. And not every barbecue will have everything drenched in barbecue sauce. It'll typically be on the side because if you're a good cook on a barbecue, you don't need the barbecue sauce. You can always add it, but if you're good at cooking barbecue, no one should actually need barbecue sauce. If you need barbecue sauce at your barbecue, then you're overcooking your food. Sorry, I'm getting overly passionate about barbecue. Let's see your Famous Dave's. This is Famous Dave's. That's the logo that I've known forever. Famous Dave's a little bit, it's a bigger chain, so it's a little bit more regulated, for lack of a better word, but they have a bunch of different flavors of barbecue sauce. This, of course, being the hot one, they have the Devil's Spit. It's kind of hot. I'm not super huge on spicy barbecue, but a lot of people do go for the spicy barbecue. That looks like ribs, and that either looks like brisket or chicken wings. That looks really good. You got some ribs, you got some chicken. Is that okra? They wouldn't have okra at Famous Dave's. Corn on the cob is also really common. Cornbread is also very common. You got some beans, some coleslaw, some French fries. Famous Dave's. And forgive me, we're going to use Wikipedia as a source. Is this an American thing? Indirect barbecues are associated with North American cuisine. English word barbecue cognates in other languages come from Spanish barbacoa. Etymologists also say barbecue, found in Arawak and Caribbean. How's it going, Connor? I just see 2 words in your message. Just what's in up. We're just talking about barbecue because I don't know how it got brought up, but it got brought up. So the Kansas City part of me had to talk about barbecue. And guys, Connor is from Louisiana who knows a good gumbo, which isn't exactly barbecue, but I know you know barbecue down in Louisiana, down by New Orleans. I know you know barbecue. So 2 dude happens to be from Cuba, right? You said you're from Cuba originally? Correct me if I'm wrong, please. And trying to learn a little bit more about a lot of this kind of stuff. Ooh, Memphis barbecue. From Memphis, Tennessee. Tennessee also knows their barbecue. Same with Kentucky. But yeah, there's grilling, there's smoking. That's really it. I agree. You only really need grilling or smoking. The best barbecues will have both. The smoker would have been running the night before. And grilling is done the day of. Kansas City style barbecue. The best barbecue, but I might be biased. Yep, smoked. You need it smoked. I need to taste the fire that cooked this food. Yep, pork, beef, chicken, turkey, lamb, sausage. You can hold the lamb. Lamb is overrated. Lamb, you don't need lamb. You do not need lamb. Most overrated meat ever. Fish, it's practically a vegetable. Honestly, you'll do great with pork, beef, chicken, and sausage. And really, you only need the pork, beef, and chicken. That's the other stuff's just extra credit. So, yeah. I don't know anything really about the history. I just know how it tastes. Oh, I think I've been to Kurt's. Is this what I think it is? This can't be Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. I gotta look this up. Where was Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage filmed? I need to know this. Okay, that's in Chicago. Okay. You can just eat the pork and be happy at a barbecue? Yeah. Though if you want like the best barbecue experience, you gotta get ribs, you gotta get brisket. Chicken wings are also great. Burgers, hot dogs, brats, those are very, very acceptable. They're a bit overrated. They're a bit overdone at barbecues. But they're very, very welcome. But the biggest things are ribs, brisket, chicken wings. In terms of like the meat itself, and then you can also add, by the way, if I haven't said brisket, I'm saying brisket again because it's so delicious. Then for sides, you have mac and cheese, you have beans, you have coleslaw, salad typically. Sometimes you have a salad. Kebabs if you want to just throw everything on a stick. Cornbread. My mouth is watering. For desserts, you typically have savory foods like pies. French fries are also common. Like this right here. Tell me you look at that and your mouth doesn't just water. If you look at this and your mouth doesn't water, you're not American. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave their life to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. Get brisket all the time at Firehouse Subs. Not as good as the nice barbecue place, but still good. Firehouse is delicious. It is. Firehouse Subs is genuinely delicious. I'm guessing you get the Smokehouse Barbecue beef and cheddar. I know. That's my go-to. Literally the only thing I've ever ordered from Firehouse is the Smokehouse beef and cheddar. Or Smokehouse brisket and cheddar, or whatever it's called. Yeah. I know. That's all I order. Nicest way possible. It doesn't look very well put together in your opinion. You're talking about the food? It doesn't matter how it looks on the plate. It just matters how it tastes in your mouth. That's all it matters. Who cares how it looks on the plate? Just get in my belly. Yeah, Smokehouse beef and cheddar brisket, I think is what it's called. Yeah. I know. When I was in college, when I was playing college basketball, our pregame meal, 99% of the time. There's only like a couple times where we had a pregame meal that wasn't a sandwich shop. It was always a sandwich shop. It was typically Subway, Firehouse, Potbelly. Those are three really common ones. But we'd learn like whichever city we were in for a game, we would know what restaurant we were going to. And whenever I knew like we're going to, I'm trying to remember what was an example. Oh, we're going to Concordia. We're going to Potbelly. Oh, we're going to, was it Duluth we went to? Firehouse, Mankato. I think we went to Firehouse for Mankato. But we went to Firehouse for a couple times a year for pregame meals. Every single time, I'm ordering that damn thing. Ever try Capriati sandwich shop? No. We always went to bigger named restaurant places. There's only a couple like smaller names that we went to. And it's only stuff you're gonna find in the North Midwest, up here in Minnesota, like the Dakotas. I don't think we ever even played. I think we played like one game in Wisconsin. Like pastrami, then have a pastrami sandwich. It's amazing. I love salami. We're talking about food. We're talking about sandwiches. Chain West Coast. Yeah, I'm not gonna know it then because I live in the Midwest. I live where we elongate our O's up there. Oh, for sure, you betcha. You know, I live up there in land of 10,000 lakes and land of 10,000 taxes. Oh, for sure, you betcha. You thonk. You care how about looks, so don't judge you. Too late. If you gotta go to Vegas or Cali, try it. I did go to Cali. I went to California early last November. But I didn't go to any sandwich shops, really. I was in California for 3 or 4 days. Went to a couple places. I made sure to try In-N-Out. It was okay. It's got nothing on Culver's. You don't know anything about sandwiches? I love sandwich shops. I'm somebody who actually likes Subway, and I know a lot of people hate Subway with a fiery passion, but like, bruh, you made the sandwich. Bruh, you're the one who built the sandwich. You chose the ingredients. I got something to tell you, bro. You just don't like your own sandwiches. Know a lot of local fast food restaurants, chains, though? Yeah, so like popular sub restaurants, or at least that I know of, are, I mean, the biggest one is Subway, because that's the biggest fast food chain in the world, actually, and by locations. Potbelly is really popular. Quiznos is extremely overrated. Firehouse is really good. Jersey Mike's is the best. Jersey Mike's has the best sandwiches. Jimmy John's, they're literally just there to be cheap and fast. Sandwiches are basic, but they get the job done. If food don't look right, then you ain't eating it. It don't matter how it looks on the plate. It matters how it tastes and how it... Sorry, that's just me. No. I'm not in reality, I'm not judging you, Connor. I'm just not agreeing with you. We're agreeing to disagree. For me, like, if it looks nice on the plate, bonus points. Cool. But I also don't want you skimping on the food to do so. Like, sometimes I go to a fancy restaurant, it's just like, I paid extra for this person to put the steak or the chicken on this side of the plate and not the center. Or I paid extra to get, you know, this type of carrot that tastes no different in my salad or something like that. It's like, it's not worth it. Take me to a fucking Culver's, get me a double bacon cheeseburger, or hell, take me to a Wendy's, give me a double baconator with a large combo, Coke Zero, just because I just don't want the sugar. I don't want the extra sugar. And not that it's healthier, but not that it's healthy, but that it's healthier. Just give me a Coke Zero, double baconator, and fries. And a 6-piece nugget. Set. Go to Jersey Mike's when you miss cheesesteaks, but not saying that it's out of Philly. I agree. Philly does have the best Philly cheesesteaks. That's somebody whose favorite food is Philly cheesesteaks, and I have been to Philly. By the way, I love the city of Philadelphia. I love the history. I love the food. But by God, they're sports fans. They should lose all their sports teams. Philly should not have a single sports team. The Eagles should relocate. The Flyers should relocate. The fucking Phillies should relocate and rename. All the Philadelphia sports teams. The Sixers need to relocate and rebrand themselves. By God, Philadelphia does not deserve to have sports teams. The city of Philadelphia, they don't deserve him. But by God damn, do they make good food. And God damn it, is their American history amazing. So, yeah. God, I'm ranting so much about random shit in this stream. Literally told you you care how food looks. And I understand that you care about how food looks, and I respect that you care about that. I'm just saying I don't particularly agree with it, because that's just not what I value. I don't mean to discredit your value. I just mean to say I don't share the value. This checkers, the Ilago, I can't tell if that's an I or an L or whatever. Matza. Yeah, I don't know any of those. Whole list with me, let me check. Yeah. One local chain in Orlando where they served New York style pizza. It was honestly pretty good. As somebody who's been to New York, it's close. It's gonna be close to New York style pizza. It ain't gonna be New York style pizza, buddy. There's legitimately something in the water in New York that makes the pizzas taste different and better. I'm not joking when I say there is something with the water in New York that actually makes the pizza taste better. Look it up. That's a thing. I've been to New York. New York style pizzas taste a certain way, and other states can get close and can capture on a lot of what makes them good. Though a New York style pizza in New York will taste different than a New York style pizza from Florida or anywhere other state, even Jersey for that matter. Pat's or Geno's? Geno's. Give me Geno's. Every day of the week. God, I love Geno's. Pat's is good. But if I have to choose one or the other, it's Geno's. Garlic bread place in the downtown area. Specifically a place for garlic bread? Best pizza you ever tried was super pepperoni pizza and matzo. Real Italian ingredients mixed with American-sized slices and toppings. Now it's a combo. Ooh, yeah. I love you, but I feel like you're playing stupid with me. How so? How so? What do you mean I'm playing stupid with you? I felt like what I had just said was actually very... Actually, I felt like it was very... Like... For lack of a better word, diplomatic? Like, we don't have to agree. I'm just saying I don't share the value in food needing to, like, look good on the plate. I think I found the confusion. Are you talking the plating of the food? Like, the food has to, like, actually be placed on the plate well and neatly? Or is it, like, how the food... It's like if you're just given rib A and rib B, and rib A is a bit more cooked versus rib B, or if this is... We're not even really playing at this point. Like, if rib A is a little bit more crusty versus rib B, like there's a bit more of a sear on this rib. Are you talking like that look, or are you talking like specifically like the artistic plating of the food? Because I was interpreting what you were saying as artistic plating of the food, not like the actual textural look of the food. You agree that Geno's is... Yeah, Geno's is better. I've been to Geno's. I've only was lucky enough to go to Geno's once. The other Phillies that I had were from various places in the Reading Market. We stayed at a hotel that was within walking distance of the Reading Market, and so we would walk down to the Reading Market. And my memory might be a little hazy. This was 2019, so semi-recently. It was 6 years ago. Or coming up on 6 years ago when I went to Philly. God, I want to go back to Philly. But we would walk out of our hotel. We'd go down to the Reading Market. We'd get coffee. Coffee was always from a different shop. And for me, I like for lunch, if we walked back, I needed to get a Philly. And I think when I was in Philadelphia for like 2 days, the 2 or 3 days we were in Philadelphia, I had at least 3 or 4 cheesesteaks. And oh my God, they're so good. Opinions on pastas in general? It depends on the pasta. But if you're talking just the food genre of pastas in general, I like pastas. I do. They're just all carbs typically, unless you add some sort of protein with them. And so you end up getting really hungry really fast after you eat them. Or you end up going into a food coma. There's no in between. It's either you didn't eat enough and you're hungry in an hour, or you ate too much and you're sleeping it off. And it's hard to enjoy a pasta unless it has proper protein with it. Like spaghetti and meatballs. That's why it works so well. Because the meatballs keep you full longer, but also doesn't make it so you carb loaded and have to take a nap. There's a balance. You know? But you can never go wrong with a classic chicken Alfredo or chicken fettuccine. Chicken is all... I prefer chicken with my pasta than meatballs. Although I generally prefer beef over chicken. With pasta, I prefer chicken over beef. Unless it's mac and cheese, which is technically a pasta. In which case, give me that cow. Give me the cow. God, this stream is making me hungry. I want a Philly now. Damn it. But I think one thing that makes me say that Phillies are my favorite food, even after considering Phillies my favorite food, then going to Philadelphia, getting authentic Philly cheesesteaks, coming back, I could still grab a couple hamburger buns, get some thinly sliced steak, throw it on there, grab some peppers and some onions, throw it on there, because you don't always want Cheese Whiz, because Cheese Whiz is what commonly is used with authentic Phillies. Just get some good melting cheese. Provolone works the best. Throw that on there, slap on the top, throw it in the oven for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes now for the cheese to melt and get nice and golden brown. You got yourself a good fucking Philly. And that's on a hamburger bun, not a hoagie bun. Mostly the artistry of the food. Trust me when I say this, I've seen food that looks like total dog shit majority of the time. Yes, artistry. Okay. So it is a respectful disagree where I can appreciate the artistry and plating of the food, but all I care about is it tasting good. And honestly, I could do this. Imagine a barbecue restaurant. Famous Dave's is kind of like this. You go to a barbecue restaurant, every person, say there's, you and 3 other people, all have your own plates. And you just get this massive pile of food in the center that you just go family style on. You just grab that shit and throw it on your plate, and I'm talking like, you're like a fucking lawnmower just going through that. You're just a wood chipper just eating that. Like, oh my God. My stomach is growling. I ate at like 4:30 when I got off of work. And then ate again at 6. And I'm still hungry. Especially because now I'm just talking about food and it's just like a taste of Philly cheesesteak. I can taste brisket. I said what I said. What were we doing? I don't remember what we were doing. Acquire a focus potion. I'm not going to bother. I guess I got to do it. I can get that through... I make that, right? Oh, wait, I got talents. Gotta head out for now. Try to come back later though if I'm still on. I'm only gonna go for about another hour or so. I gotta get up. I got work tomorrow, so I want to make sure I'm rested for work. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. We're doing a playthrough. Yeah, that's right. We're playing a video game. Remember that? Remember that? We're playing a video game right now. And actually, I'm close to a third one. I'm coming down from all my rants and all my passionate talk of food. I didn't expect a massive, like, love letter to the genre of food of barbecue. Have you seen the movie The Devil's Candy? No, I have not. Guessing you've read it in my free time yet? Guessing you'll have to read it in free time. There's no shot and enough time to read it on stream. Oh, the superhero stuff. Yeah, probably. I'd have to find time. My free time to do it. Respect the opinion. C was just confused because he kept telling me looks don't matter, even the state of my opinion. No. I try to say it as I respect your opinion. I see where you're coming from. I just don't share the value. I don't share that value. That's all I was trying to say. Is like I respectfully don't agree. I'm like, I can appreciate it, sure, but it's just not important to me. Say the food tastes exactly the same, but this one is plated better than this one. Like, I'll appreciate the effort into plating on this one side, but at the end of the day, I just want the food. Just don't, like, have my burger be disassembled, or, you know, don't throw the salad dressing on my steak, you know? That kind of thing. But as long as the food is on the plate, I'm happy. Maybe it's just also because I grew up, like, with such growth spurts that I'm like, I couldn't be a picky eater. Or, like, I didn't, like, as soon as the food basically came in front of me, I was just a garbage disposal and just consumed all of it. Like, it's like, it wasn't as important to me because it's just like, I was so hungry I didn't bother, for it to be, not to sound callous, but I didn't bother caring. So it's just like, get in my belly. I gotta eat the food. Hey, you bastard.
Sir, why do I need to complete these tasks again?
Professor Weasley has asked that we all contribute extra time to help you catch up to your peers. And before I teach you to pulso, I must know that you are prepared to handle it.
Ashwinder eggs. Where the fuck do I get Ashwinder eggs? What if Vin Diesel played Black Adam instead of Dwayne Johnson? The movie would have been better because Dwayne Johnson's a piece of shit. Sorry, did I say that way too fast? I've said this many times, I don't like Dwayne Johnson. As a person or an actor. I mean, I can't, like, dislike him because I don't know him. Like, in terms of, like, knowing him and basing my opinion on him as, I should say, I don't like him personally. But because... So I can't, like, say that because I've never met the guy, and I don't personally know him, but from what I've seen of his personality, I don't like him. What I've seen of his acting, I don't like him. There are very few movies that he's done that I actually enjoy. I think he's incredibly narcissistic. I think he's incredibly self-centered. And I think that he is... I think he has an extremely fragile ego. John Cena. John Cena is completely different. John Cena is the opposite end of the spectrum. I would love to just sit down and have a beer with John Cena. I think he's awesome. Same with Dave Bautista. And if you're asking me who's the best actor of the three of them, it's Bautista, and it's not even close. Like, John Cena's solid as an actor. I love him as Peacemaker. I haven't seen a lot of his other movies, but from what I've seen, he does solid. And then Dwayne Johnson, like, he has to be the leading man, or he has to be like the leading male. Even if he's not top billing, he needs to be the leading man. He needs to have his personal gym literally brought out with semi-trucks that he pays a team of people to set up on any movie he's doing so he can get a private workout in his own, like, $450,000 or $45,000, however much it costs, gym. And he has in his contracts where he cannot lose a fight or cannot take so many hits. So why the fuck are you going to a superhero franchise? He literally made Black Adam and said, I will never work with Zachary Levi because as playing Black Adam, that means I'd have to lose to Shazam. That is why we never got, or we never would have gotten, a Zachary Levi Shazam versus a Dwayne Johnson Black Adam movie. Because Dwayne Johnson's ego is so fragile that he could not handle losing in a fight as Black Adam to Zachary Levi Shazam. Not that it was Zachary Levi, but the fact that he would have had to lose to a character. He's like, I can't do it. If you rewatch Black Adam, he doesn't really lose a fight. The fight just ends. Same thing with any of the Fast and Furious movies. And I heard Statham and Vin Diesel have those contracts too, but for them, I heard it's only for the Fast and Furious franchise. Because obviously, I think Groot's lost a fight or two. He lost to Adam Warlock. I don't consider the self-sacrifice of Groot in the first Guardians movie to be a loss. Like, that's a self-sacrifice. That's different. Mantis, watch out! It's so good. Although I admit the why is Gamora was funny the first time, but it's overdone. That Mantis watch out is such a better joke. Why don't they do a sequel to Black Adam? Because the DCEU is dead and Black Adam flopped like a motherfucker. Black Adam bombed at the box office. It didn't make any money, really. And the DCEU is dead. That's two reasons. And Dwayne Johnson isn't pursuing it. That's why we're not getting a sequel. There are people like you, Nick, who did enjoy the film and think it's really good. There's a lot of parts to it that I enjoy. But ultimately, I don't really care for the movie all too much. I love the soundtrack. I love the music that's going with the movie. I do love Pierce Brosnan's Dr. Fate. I love, what's his name? The guy who played Hawkman. Forget his name. Aldous Hodge. I really like Aldous Hodge's Hawkman. I thought that Atom Smasher and Cyclone were okay. I really like seeing Henry Winkler make a cameo. You know, the Fonz. I thought that was all fun. I thought, oh, the fuck was the villain's name? I can't remember the fucking villain. Sabak. I thought Sabak was honestly kind of forgettable. I mean, I couldn't even remember his fucking name, and I have a YouTube channel based on superhero movies. I thought he was very forgettable. I thought Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam was very surface level. Let's put it this way. There's a reason I don't have Dwayne Johnson in my how I would do the DCEU videos. There's a reason I don't cast Dwayne Johnson. I did in the original ones because I didn't know of another actor at the time, and that was before the movie came out. In my new one that I had released in November, that one where I recap the entirety of the Saga one and I have all those mistakes fixed, one of those is including recasting Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam. Never know, Black Adam might be in other DC movies, but the DCEU is dead. The character of Black Adam might show up in the DCU in the future, and I welcome it. As long as it's not played by Dwayne Johnson. And I want to watch him seethe while he watches the new actor play him. My choice was Ricky Whittle, and I'll admit that was purely off the eye test. I have not seen a single thing that Ricky Whittle has been in. But I'm like, anyone's better than Dwayne Johnson. I was working on 3 other movies in that fan fiction. I'll take Ricky Whittle. I still can't believe you haven't been in New Orleans. It costs money to travel. The vacations I've done are with my parents, and they do cruises out of like California or Florida. Why would someone go to New Orleans? The food. That's one reason, and that's enough for me. Where the fuck do I find a focus potion? Eat the food you make at home. You'll pass. Connor, I'll give you this opportunity to try to persuade him otherwise. It just seems like a big destination most people have already been to. Maybe it's just because you live there. Like, to me, that's how I feel about the Mall of America. A lot of people are like, oh, Minnesota, I'd love to go to the Mall of America. And to me, I'm like, why? Why do you want to go to the Mall of America? Like, it's the biggest mall in the country, and it was the biggest mall in the world at a point. I'm like, here, I'll let you experience Mall of America. Have you been to a mall before? Well, yeah. Have you been to an amusement park, say the size of a county fair? Yeah? Put them together. That's the Mall of America. You have an amusement park that's about the size of a county fair with some midway games and a couple arcades, and surrounds it is a mall. That's 5 levels. Most of the stores are on 3. The fourth and fifth levels are mostly like sit-down restaurants and a movie theater. That's the Mall of America. Congratulations. That's the entire thing.
I believe you
and on a couple of places, there's like, oh, there's a mini golf course. There's a mirror maze. You know, there's escape rooms. Like, yeah, that's all in the Mall of America.
Simply complete a few tasks and then
it's a mall. Last time I was at the Mall of America was earlier this month, because that's the only place I know of that has a revolving sushi restaurant. And that's where I wanted to take my mom for her birthday. So to me, like with Minnesota, like a lot of people talk about like going to the Mall of America, it's a different scale of like an entire city versus just one tourist destination in terms of like comparing New Orleans to the Mall of America. But that's how I feel too about that. Or someone talks like the Wisconsin Dells, which is just in the state next over. It's like, bruh. New Orleans got the best food ever? Yeah. Connor, I'll let you handle that. The frick is Mall of America, if you've never heard of that before. It is in Minnesota, specifically a city of Bloomington. just south of Minneapolis is St. Paul. It is the largest mall in the country. It used to be the largest mall in the world. I think the largest mall in the world is now in the it's now in like it's now in like the UAB, I think. But the Mall of America, yeah. I grew up mostly like 15 minutes away from the Mall of America.
Aloha Mora.
I didn't want to do that. Maybe you'll go someday. Don't know if you'll like it. Don't know until you try. You'll never know until you try. There you go, J. Pippin's potions. Time to go to Hogsmeade. But I also want to get that broom upgrade. What if you don't want to know? Mind blown. Then it's one less experience you get to have in life before you eventually pass away.
You're back. Nice to see you again.
Not to get dark on you, but...
Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
J. Pippins is down here. Oh, this is just... I don't need this.
Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help.
Stored Universal Orlando.
If it wasn't for my
Oh yeah. This is all in Universal Orlando. That's where I got my wands. This is a store you definitely went to. Ollivander's, the wand shop. Or you went to Honeyduke's. Where's Honeyduke's? There's Zonko's joke shop. There's the 3 broomsticks. Diagon Alley? Close. So, Diagon Alley is also in Universal Studios. Think of the Islands of Adventure. This is Hogsmeade. So, Diagon Alley in the world of Harry Potter is actually in London. Right now, we're in the countryside. And here's the Castle of Hogwarts, which I forget where it is in the world, in the UK specifically. I forget the lore of like where Hogwarts is located. Because they shot it in like Oxford University and other universities in England. But Hogsmeade is the town that is nearby. You never went to Islands of Adventure? Okay. Well, Islands of Adventure is the other park of Universal Studios. Universal Studios, of course, is actually 2 parks. There's the one that's literally called Universal Studios, and then there's its sister park right across the way called Islands of Adventure. And in Islands of Adventure, you have the town of Hogsmeade, where you have like the Hagrid's motorbike ride, and you have the journey into the unknown or whatever it's called, the Hogwarts' journey, where you're like on the broomsticks. You're scared of roller coasters? No, you're not alone there. I don't like roller coasters either. But like, if you're thinking about like Diagon Alley, that's like where the Gringotts ride is. It's not a roller coaster. It's more of just like a coaster ride. Like, I always think of like a roller coaster is specifically where you lose your gut. Like, you have that feeling while riding a coaster-like ride. That I hate. God, I hate that feeling. But yeah, there's in each of the Universal Studios parks, there is a Harry Potter theme park. on the Universal Studios specifically side. That's where you have like the Simpsons world and the Men in Black section, and you have the Transformers ride. You also have the monsters, like the classic Hollywood monsters. All of that has the Diagon Alley section, that where you have to like go in through this like little section in the wall and get into the back there. That is Diagon Alley in the Universal Studios section. On the other side, that actually has the Castle of Hogwarts. That is in Islands of Adventure. That is the town of Hogsmeade. That's where I'm at in the game.
Hello, Hamura.
But yeah, I don't like roller coasters either. I honestly hate roller coasters. There's very few roller coasters or any type of coaster ride that I like. That being said, my favorite ride in all of Disney World, all 4 parks, and this includes Disneyland, so it's technically 6 parks. My favorite ride is a coaster ride. It's not a roller coaster. It doesn't have that. I guess it technically is a roller coaster, but it's not a coaster ride. Or it's not a lose your gut feeling. It's just a fast. Is the Guardians Cosmic Rewind ride in Epcot in Orlando, Florida. That is my favorite ride in probably ever. I love that ride. It launches you, so you don't have this long climb up, but it launches you kind of gradually, where it's not like you're going from 0 to 60 or whatever it is in like a second. You go from like 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds. So it's more gradual. And the ride itself doesn't have any big drops. So you never lose your gut feeling. And what's really cool is there's sections where you're flying, like you're riding around a planet, but all the cars like turn. And so you're riding sideways, and it's all the time you're blasting, it's blasting like 70s rock music, and it's awesome. You don't like coaster rides either? You love the virtual ones though? Oh, like the virtual coasters? Those are fun. The only roller coaster you've actually liked is the Slinky Dog Dash at Hollywood Studios. I've never ridden that one. I always just do Toy Story Mania instead. I've never ridden Slinky Dog, but I feel like, I don't know if I'll fit in Slinky Dog. That's what I'm worried about. I don't know if I'd fit in Slinky Dog. Slinky Dog is actually my favorite Toy Story character, by the way. I love Slinky Dog. Best joke ever is the, all right, who's behind? Man. It's just his butt. Best joke in all Toy Story. Shout out Ride of the Mummy once again, traumatizing me. Yeah. I think the Tower of Terror kind of maybe have that subconscious hate of any ride that makes you get that lose your gut feeling. I rode the Tower of Terror when I was 2. Because I was actually like big enough to ride it, because ya boy is really tall. Again, you know nothing of Harry Potter? Sorry, I'm like reading chat as I'm like catching up. No, that's fine. I'm trying to explain the difference between Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade. So like right now we're in Hogsmeade. And that's what I was looking for, is that shop. And Hogsmeade is a town that's right next to the Castle of Hogwarts. This is where the most of the books and movies take place. So that's Hogsmeade. Diagon Alley is another area with a bunch of shops that is in London within the story. Had it now I have a reason to have it. There you go.
Thank you again for delivering those potions to Madame Lowing. Saved me a lot of time and trouble.
Okay. I need... Fuck, those are expensive. Singing Dog, you kind of have to lose your gut feeling. It's honestly not that bad at all. I think I would like it. Maybe. Next time I'm down there, if the line's not too long, I might give it a try. But it's also, Connor, I'm 6'8" with most of my height in my legs. A lot of times I've ride a roller coaster and my knees are in my nose. It's not that comfortable. I think I'm going to do other missions just to get some more money.
I hope to see you again. Farewell for now.
Poor. I need a lot of money for other shit. Hogwarts map. Extremely expensive wands, just like the ones in IRL and Universal. Yeah, I know all about the expensive wands. To be honest, though, I feel like wands aren't too expensive as it comes to, like, souvenirs. I think they're, what, 40 bucks? I think they're about 40 bucks, so I spent about 80 for these two. The Elder Wand, most powerful wand in the series, and a non-character descriptive wand. It's just a cool-looking wand.
Accio. Confringo.
That is unless they raise the prices. I haven't been there in a few years. While romanticizing the medieval age, not knowing the atrocities committed by people in that era were considered normal. Yeah. It'd be like that, though. Where be these other balloons? Balloon. Target acquired. Down. You're a huge history nerd and the Renaissance is overrated. Yeah. It is. Oh, come on, let me hit the fucking balloon. Got it. Are these just speed boosts? They are. Oh, that's bullshit.
You let Nora Treadwell go, didn't you?
Expelliarmus. Confringo. Levioso.
The broom has criticized. Am I alone in that I don't find 9/11 jokes to be that funny? Oh, this poor sap.
Confringo.
Jesus Christ. That was a lot of spiders.
Confringo!
Oh, I was looking at
Confringo!
I think I found him. And
there we go.
Oh god, that's gonna take a minute. Did I see your last comment? Oh no, I forgot. I didn't see it. Might remind you, Wednesday. Don't forget you're going back to Disney World over Mardi Gras next weekend. Have fun.
Oh, so tired.
Oh.
I felt it warranted more than a piece of meat pie.
Have fun. Reminds me of the God of War franchise. I mean, I can sort of see it visually. Plus, you have all the rolling and stuff. Ooh. This is actually kind of perfect. See if I can get some money from this. Reminds me more of Red Dead Redemption 2. I've never played a Red Dead game, so... I'm not aware. So to finally ride Cosmic Rewind. Bro, it's my favorite ride. You might need to do what's called a virtual queue. I don't know how to do it specifically. But I would, before you go there, look up how to make sure you get into a virtual queue. You have to do that off your phone. I know that for a certainty. I play Red Dead Redemption 2. I never had the urge.
Plenty of spoils in Cambridge. Never disappoints.
Never. I don't love the West. I don't love the Wild West. I don't love like cowboys and stuff like that. Not my thing.
You're no match for me.
Show yourself.
Confringo.
Let the control you are. Petrificus totalis. Damn you. You have a reduction.
Don't go down easy.
You'll pay for that. I think that one hurt. Coward.
Perhaps you ought to be Expulso.
You Petrificus totalis. Take on reduction.
Come, let me
The main objective of protagonist is game. Best objective for protagonist in gaming history. Amazing story, good gameplay, everything you can ask for. May even warm up to the Wild West. That's fine. also not something I'm super interested in. Plus, it required me to buy another game. And I also don't have a ton of money for games right now. Plus, I have so many in my Steam library I have yet to play. Like Witcher 3. Or Gotham Knights. I might give it a chance sometime. This is kind of like one of those things where someone's like, what, you've never seen Breaking Bad? By the way, I have seen Breaking Bad, and it is an amazing show. But it's like, I've met people who are like, I just don't love shows that are that real. I love fantasy. And it's like, that's perfectly fair. It's just not their cup of tea. It's not that they would say it's a bad show or it's a bad game. It's just like, it's just
Betting on the
not
dragon
in
fight
their,
was the best
it's not something that they're just inherently interested in. So I'm not saying I wouldn't enjoy playing through Red Dead Redemption. I'm not saying I won't enjoy playing Rootin' Tootin' Cowboy Shootin' 2. I just think I'd enjoy a lot of other games more. So we do a sequel of Black Adam with a different cast. I'd prefer them just to do a different Black Adam movie. I don't even know if Black Adam needs a movie in the first place. I just don't think Black Adam, I didn't like the fact that Black Adam was like in modern times. I think it would be much cooler to see Black Adam like getting the powers and doing all that rather than like we stumble upon this whole thing where we then awaken Black Adam. Like, I think that'll be fine if like bringing Black Adam into. So here is how I would do Black Adam. If you're doing a cinematic universe, you have the Black Adam gets one specific movie, no specific sequels for Black Adam. His sequels would come in the form of the Shazam movies. And it's really within 2 movies. From there, do whatever you wish. I have 2 movies for Black Adam. The first one is a Black Adam movie. It takes place during the ancient times and how he gets his powers. And the story is strictly then. So all those flashback scenes of ancient Kahndaq in the Dwayne Johnson movie, that is when the movie would primarily take place. We see that origin take place. Then you actually know the danger of awakening someone like that. So it ends with a sort of like he's buried beneath the surface, and like it ends the way that their one Black Adam movie we did get begins. But instead of having a Black Adam movie starting with awakening him, it's a Shazam movie starting with them awakening Black Adam. And then it's the Shazam versus Black Adam movie. So movie 1 is basically saying why Shazam and the Marvel family need to be afraid of Black Adam. And then the second movie is the Shazam family or Marvel family awakening Black Adam and having to deal with him. And then from then on, depending on if you want to have Black Adam survive that movie or if you want to have him be a recurring villain from time to time, that's up to you. I don't give a shit. That's your fan fiction. That's how I would do Black Adam. Thank you for coming for my TED Talk. I should go loot. Skip Animal Kingdom, just do Magic Kingdom twice. As long as you've done Animal Kingdom before. I've done Disney trips where we skipped Animal Kingdom. And I'll admit Animal Kingdom is probably my least favorite park out of the main 4. But if you're missing out on a lot of stuff. Like if you've never done the Avatar world, that is the James Cameron Blue People Avatar, not The Last Airbender, then you're missing out, because that is an amazing section of Animal Kingdom. But if you've already done Animal Kingdom, you've already done the Avatar world, you're just going to choose to do Magic Kingdom instead twice, do your thing, man. I just want to let you know that if you haven't done all that stuff at Animal Kingdom, or just haven't done Animal Kingdom in general, I'm just going to say you're missing out, because there's a lot of cool stuff in it. I don't mean to accidentally give you FOMO or anything like that. I just want to at least let you know what you're doing. Because I've done a lot of those, like, I personally have done Epcot twice. Or an Epcot an extra day instead of Animal Kingdom. And it, oh my god. Like, already done almost everything at Animal Kingdom. See, then, there you go. Why is DCEU dead? Because it failed. Because none of the movies, because the only movies that were good were the ones that were solo films. Or, not that every solo film succeeded, but the only ones that did succeed were solo films, so none of the movies were okay, the DCEU failed because most of the movies were not profitable. A lot of the movies failed because DC was too ambitious in trying to catch up to Marvel, so most of the movies were team-up movies. The only team-up movie that they did was that were actually good were the Zack Snyder's Justice League and James Gunn's Suicide Squad. And so with DCEU, the movies didn't connect very well. They honestly, the best movies in the DCEU are the ones where they actually didn't try to connect too much. Again, Zack Snyder's Justice League being the exception.
Revelio.
Which, that's its other whole can of worms. Red Barrel in the video game, I wonder what it does. There was no plan for the DCEU. They threw shit at the wall and tried to work with what stuck. And for the longest time with DC, the only thing that they thought stuck was Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. So they tried to make movies about Harley Quinn. They were obsessed with the Suicide Squad for whatever reason. Like, we had, I don't know, we had the Suicide Squad in 2016, we had Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, the Suicide Squad. We had so much Suicide Squad shit. Not that it wasn't good, it's just like, you have all these characters and all you do is pump out Suicide Squad and Batman content. That is fine, but it's like, where's the Superman? Where's Green Lantern? Sorry. Basically, DC or Warner Brothers didn't believe in their own product. None of the executives were on the same page. The studio interfered so much with a lot of the products, trying to capture on what Marvel was doing. There's more specific cases with each of the movies. This could be its own, like, 2-hour video essay. Don't tempt me, I might make it. Where, like, with the 2016 Suicide Squad movie, that was supposed to be a dark drama. And the reason that movie failed is because on the cutting room floor, on the editing floor, they had to rework it with reshoots and re-edits to make it a dark comedy because they felt the need to capitalize on the success of Deadpool, which came out earlier that year. So if you rewatch the very first trailer for the 2016 Suicide Squad movie, you can clearly see it was intended to be a dark drama. But then the final product is what we got, and the movie tanked because it wasn't good, because there was no plan for that movie. They were the studio was too interfering, reactionary, and the movie flops. That's why everyone says we want the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad, because the movie was interfered with by the studios, just like what happened to the 2017 Justice League, which was its own can of worms because of the personal loss of Zack Snyder's daughter, where his daughter passed away, and he left the project to focus on his family. Warner Brothers and DC brought in Joss Whedon, who did the first 2 Avenger films. On paper, that's a great decision, but the problem is Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon have completely different visions and directing styles. And so that's why when you watch the 2017 theatrical cut, it is horrible. It is so many bad projects. It feels like you're watching 2 directors' movies, because you actually are. Even though DCU is dead, why are we getting the Batman Part 2? Because that is Elseworlds. That is not in the DCEU. There is no solo Batman movie in the DCEU. The only one that we were going to get the only one that they were working on was a Batman versus Deathstroke, and that is specifically Ben Affleck. So Nick Brown. Sorry, Nick, I don't mean to say your last name. I don't mean to do it like that, but, like, Nick. The Robert Pattinson movies are not in the DCEU. Those are their own thing. That is like The Dark Knight. It is its own thing. It's Elseworlds. The DCEU was strictly Man of Steel, Man of Steel, Suicide Squad, Batman vs. Superman, Wonder Woman, the theatrical / Snyder Cut of Justice League, Aquaman, Shazam, Birds of Prey, and the longest name ever. The Suicide Squad, the James Gunn one. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Wonder Woman 84. Black Adam. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Blue Beetle. I might be forgetting a movie or two, but that's pretty much it. And it is not including the Robert Pattinson Batman movies, or Batman movie with the sequel coming out in 2027. So the DCEU's last movie was Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. That is the last project that was made for the DCEU. The reason that the Batman is often confused for it, besides coming out at roughly the same time, is there was supposed to be a Batman movie specifically in the DCEU. This was supposed to be a Ben Affleck directed and starred movie where Ben Affleck directed the movie and played the titular Batman. And he was going to go up against Deathstroke. If we remember the post-credit scene from Justice League, there was a scene where Lex Luthor is talking to Deathstroke, played by Joe Mentiliano. I forget how to say his last name. Something Italian. Who plays Deathstroke. And he says, if you're trying to hunt the Batman, I have information that could help you. His name is Bruce Wayne. And of course, that post-credit scene led nowhere because it was supposed to lead into a Batman movie that was, again, directed by Ben Affleck, starring Ben Affleck. But he said, quote, he being Ben Affleck, I couldn't crack the script. It was supposedly like going in a solid direction, but they just couldn't seem to get the script just right where it would actually make sense. They couldn't finish writing the movie. They couldn't crack the script. They just couldn't do it. They never revealed why it couldn't be completed, just that they couldn't get the script done. They just couldn't creatively come up with the reasons or come up with the story or get it to actually work. So the movie stayed in pre-production forever until it got axed. Or instead of getting axed, actually, it got reworked. It got new director in Matt Reeves. It got a new star in Robert Pattinson. It got entirely new writers, and they created the Batman and had it be its own thing. That is how we got the Batman movie. Thank you to coming for my TED Talk. The DCEU is officially done. We are currently in the era of the DCU by James Gunn with Creature Commandos. The DCU is supposed to be a quasi remix, kind of, sort of continuation of the DCEU, but please do not consider it part of the DCEU. Gunn is taking elements that might have been in the DCEU, but only moving forward. Like, for example, in the Creature Commandos show, he takes what happens in the Suicide Squad film that he made in 2021, the one with Bloodsport, Idris Elba, and all that stuff. He takes all of that and makes that canon with the DCU. So that movie, oddly enough, is in both universes. The Peacemaker Season 1 will be canon to DCU as well as the DCEU. He said the only thing from the Peacemaker Season 1 that you genuinely should forget about is the Justice League cameo. Consider that fun and exciting, but the rest of what happens in Peacemaker Season 1 is canon to the DCU as well, as long as you forget the Justice League cameo comes in. I'm not even going to repeat that too, dude. You got me started on... Nick got me started on the DCEU, and I could talk for hours on that failure. Because it is a net failure. I mean, the universe is dead. The main reason that Nick, in life, I'm going to tell you right now, in life, if something's a failure, majority of the reason is typically money. Isn't there going to be a Lantern TV show? Yes, in the DCU, not the DCEU. That is going to be with, I forget who, Kyle Chandler, I think his name is. And, oh God, the other guy, I forget the other guy's name, playing Jon Stewart. That's going to be Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, primarily. And it's just going to be called Lanterns. It'll be on HBO Max. And that's coming out sometime. They've only just released those 2 actors as part of the cast. I forget what comic. There's like the Earth 1 Green Lantern comic that they're using for inspiration.
Oh, here's a pleasant surprise.
But anyway.
Reparo.
You guys got me ranting. It's not healthy for me to do that before bed. My brain's going to be racing. Did I get all the loot from this place? You're driving this time because plane tickets have gotten expensive flying for other trips anyway? Yeah. I mean, it really just comes down to, do you want to spend extra time driving? Because you said, how long did drive you say it was? 10-hour drive? Okay, yeah. 10-hour drive isn't too bad. I drove to Orlando from St. Paul. That shit was 30 hours. It took me 2.5 days to do it. It took me basically 10 hours one day, 11 hours the next day, and then like 6 hours the day after that, or 7 hours. And there was extra time like braking, stopping at various places. It was only like 24 hours or so in terms of like actually driving, but with all the stops, it took me like 30 hours. Make alternate universes for your writing stuff. That's up to you. I know when I did my DC fanfiction, I purposefully left out multiverses. I actually originally had a multiverse in there, but I wrote it out because I didn't want to deal with multiverses. I just didn't want to go open that can of worms. So if you like watch my original Phase 2 DC fanfiction video from like 2023, that video, the Justice League villain was the Crime Syndicate, which is from Earth 3. That is the evil version of the Justice League. If you watch my entire first Saga video that I put out a few months ago, the Justice League 2 villain is Vandal Savage, and a group of villains that doesn't really have a name. And I used Hawkman and Hawkgirl and all that. I completely wrote out the Crime Syndicate. And that was on purpose because the whole idea of a Crime Syndicate, I really wanted to avoid the comments on those videos where it was like, oh, you brought in the Crime Syndicate. You could technically bring in Christian Bale's Batman, or you could bring in, you know, this version of Superman and all this. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want that. And I wanted to use the Crime Syndicate because of Amanda Waller making the comments of, what if Superman went evil? So it's like, oh, in the real DCEU that we got, the action movies IRL, that was supposed to refer to the anti-life equation in the upcoming Justice League movie that was supposed to be directed by Snyder.
That's it.
And ended up turning into no real reason. It's just a line. So in my universe, it's supposed to be like, oh, there's Ultraman, okay. And then it comes back and it's like, nope, Superman actually gets the anti-life equation later on. So it's like, yeah, Superman goes evil twice in a way. But I really wanted to avoid any like multiversal things. I also didn't want to worry about time travel too much. That's why the Flashes don't really time travel in my universe. And I made it very specific in the finale of Saga 1 of, like, this is fate, Barry. You can't change fate. Where to me it was like, I wanted characters to have consequences. So it's like, oh, I killed this version of Batman, or I killed this version of Superman, or whatever. Oh, you already flirted with the multiverse. You can just bring in this other version of the character. And even if someone didn't say that, that would always be lurking in the back of my head. It's like, no multiverse, minimal time travel, consequences must happen. If a character dies, that character's dead. or if that character is disabled or retired, that character is gone. Because hypothetically speaking, that actor wants to retire that character. So, moving on. Making up on chat here. Did watch Captain America Brave New World end credits. Does open up for a sequel. I don't want to spoil Brave New World, Nick, for anybody else. I've seen Brave New World. I'm going to catch up on chat here. Without spoiling Brave New World for everybody else who's in chat who has not seen it, I believe that the post-credit scene is more alluding to the upcoming Avengers films than a Captain America sequel with Sam Wilson. I'm 100% open to another Captain America movie. I really did enjoy Brave New World. It was a good movie. People are just spoiled with superhero movies, especially the Captain America trilogy. I don't compare this to those movies. It's a different main character. Sam Wilson is not the same as Steve Rogers for great reasons. And so I don't consider this Captain America 4. I consider this the Sam Wilson Captain America, quote unquote, part 1. It's not Captain America 4. Notice how they don't call it Captain America 4 Brave New World. It's Captain America Brave New World. That's one thing I love about the subtitle instead of just the numerical sequel. Because it doesn't continue the story of Captain America. It is the story of Sam Wilson, who is Captain America. And if I'm watching a Captain America marathon, I don't know if I'd probably still watch it, but I would know that it's not Steve Rogers. For all the best reasons. Did, however, make different teams for different regions. Guys, I'm making up chat. I see Nick had sent that one twice. So I'm answering it from before. I'm going top bottom here. However, make different teams for different regions of the world. That's cool, though. A lot of times it's just America or bust, and that's cool to see different worlds, or different areas of the world. Germany is the only one who's fully done because they don't have time to make every single one of them. That's good. Too, dude, here's a bit of inspiration for you. Don't worry if it takes too much time. Time's all you have. It's like that whole idea of like life is short. False. It's the longest thing you ever do. And no, I have not read the Princess and the Frog ride yet. Main reason, I don't love log flume rides. Never liked log flume rides. It has that lose your gut feeling. It also gets you wet. I don't want to be walking around with wet clothes in an amusement park. I don't like log flume rides. I never rode it at Splash Mountain. I don't know if I'd ride it as Princess and the Frog. Or at least I wouldn't like ride it by myself. If I was down there with somebody else and they wanted to ride it and bring me with them, sure, I'd do it. But I don't love log flume rides. You sure all of them with me at some time in the future? I'll look forward to it. I think it'll be really cool. Yeah, don't worry if things take too much time. It's all you have. I just put a deadline on myself where it's like, oh, I want to... There's a little bit of peeling back the curtain of my brain. I would love to finish my second saga of DCEU fanfiction videos by the release of Superman Legacy. I would love to finish that entire video series for this channel before Superman Legacy is released in July. So, I've had little time to even find time to... I have to cut my fucking streams down. What month is Batman 2 coming out? Isn't it October? Didn't they say it's October? Hold up. I could have sworn they said it was October. Nick, I'm going to show you something really special here. For a lot of the questions that you ask me... Oh, sorry, wrong button. Nick, here's a really cool thing for a lot of the questions that you ask me. Questions like this. You see this thing up here? This is called a URL. A lot of times it's connected to Google, as you can see right here. So you just type in your question right here. You press enter, and it gives you an answer. So I type in Batman Part 2. Oh, release date. There we go. Superhero sequel originally supposed to open on October 2nd, 2026 will open October 1st, 2027. My camera's kind of covering it up. I say this slightly to roast. Combination of roasting you to make a point, and I say this in jest. I mean this to have fun. My chat is not Google. A lot of the questions, Nick, that you've asked over the last year or so, if you wanted to just know the answer, Google. My chat is not Google. Or half the time that you ask me a question, I literally do what I just did and Google it. Guys, don't be arguing. Ladies, you're both pretty. Guys, we don't need to be arguing amongst each other. Don't need that. We definitely don't need all of you, everyone to be arguing. I say that in jest. But a lot of times it is just a Google search away. If you are just looking for the answer. I don't mean that to be mean. I know I'm callous when I sound callous when I say it. Never started the argument. I don't care who started it. I'm ending it. I'm playing the parent here. Hell, I'm called Unk half the time anyway. I'm ending it. So, dude, I'm sure you were joking, and I'm guessing you were. I never said anyone started the fight. I just said I'm ending it. Because here's a problem, guys. This is for all of you. I am the only one in any of these streams who properly can give sarcasm. I am the only one. How many of us are in? I don't ever look at my view count. This is the only time I'm actually going to look at my view count. Ugh. I see three. I see at least 3 of us. That means for every single time that you send something, 3 plus me, that's 4. Whenever one of you guys says something, there's 3 perspectives that are reading that message, which means there's 3 different inflections that are reading that message, which means there's 3 different emotions that are being backed by it. There's mine, and then there's the 2 others in chat right now. That means that how you say something is 0% chance being read in the same way it was intended. That's where an emoticon, like where you put the colon in the parenthesis to make a smiley face, or an emoji, that's where those come in real handy. If I had the money for emotes, I'd buy them. Guys, I'm using coupons for Burger King. I don't have fucking money. At least I don't have the money for emotes because I'm using coupons for Burger King. Guys, that's where a lot of those can go a long way. Or a lot of times like adding a lol after your message. Not that you mean that to laugh out loud, but a lot of times a lol can communicatively send it as lighthearted. Like, lol bro. There you go, Connor, perfect. Lol bro. Means not to take it seriously. I mean, Elmo? No. She just meowed. You right there? Unspecially paid, Jesus Christ. Ugh. That's a new low I hope I never reach. What are emotes? Emotes are, so for example, an emote would be like, you see a lot of Twitch streamers or a lot of YouTube streamers, a lot of times they'll have like their own little emojis or like little icons that you can send. That is an emote. And it shows different emotions. Why they call it an emote. So like there can be a happy one, there can be a sad one, there can be an excited one, there can be a shocked one. You know, lots of different types of emotions that they can portray. What's wrong, Sophie? So, yeah, the last comments I'll make about perspective here. Perspective is reality. So, just understand that whenever you type something, it's rarely going to be read in the same inflection that it was intended. So just keep in mind that to not take things on the internet too personally. And also keep in mind that not everyone's going to understand your humor exactly the same way. People will likely understand a lot of it the same way, but not everything. Why did the Batman Part 2 get delayed so many times? That's actually a really good question. From what I can understand, big part of it was that writer's strike that happened a couple years ago. That one, the big one, the Hollywood writers and special effects strikes. That delayed it a lot. This is the last question, by the way. I have to end the stream here pretty soon. That delayed the movie. I heard that they're like still writing the fucking script. So Matt Reeves is working just at a snail's pace. And apparently Warner Brothers, because the first movie was so successful, is allowing him to delay the movie to make sure it works just right. And honestly, either I want Batman 2 to come out, be perfect, or not at all. Kind of the same thing with Spider-Man 4 with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4 that we were supposed to get back in like 2011. Because the main reason that didn't come out was because Sam Raimi said the movie will either be perfect or it won't be made at all. And he couldn't get it perfect, so the movie wasn't made. And then Sony pivoted, worked in Andrew Garfield and Mark Webb, created The Amazing Spider-Man 1. And that movie was solid, did a solid job. And then they made the sequel, it tanked. And then Marvel Studios was like, hey, can we bring Spider-Man into the MCU with our own actor? And it came down to be Tom Holland and Asa Butterfield. Sony chose Tom Holland, and the rest is history. Remember to take your melatonin so you sleep well? Never taken melatonin, don't plan to. The only time I've ever taken sleep medication is when I'm actually sick and I need like NyQuil or something. Never taken melatonin. I'll be fine. I have my own strategies or techniques, or simply just lying in bed. And you can calm down with this unk bullshit. But, yeah, long story short, Batman Part 2 is delayed because, one reason is because of the writer's strikes. Another is because Matt Reeves writes slower than George R.R. Martin. Take sleep medication on the daily, cannot sleep otherwise. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know, I've always been fortunate in that I've never had a problem trying to fall asleep. It's only been a couple of times in my life where it's like I've been like rolling around in bed for hours. Don't expect to have a lecture in class, but here we are. Yeah. That's how a lot of these streams have ended lately. I don't know, I've had a lot of shit on my mind the last couple of weeks. So honestly, these streams are like a weird form of therapy for me where I can actually like talk it out with at least you guys. Which is there's just so much shit going on. Plus, playing video games is like a good break for me. A proper escape, and you guys are like keeping me grounded with it. So I would honestly say the only like negative I would say that comes out of the streams, and it's not even really, it's like a negative purely for me, is that it's less time I have to make videos. Which I trade that for making a 4-hour video that I make in real time. You know, it's like that's the only real thing. When is the next break coming along? There is going to be there is a stream I do plan to miss in the future. It should be I actually already know of a stream that I have to skip. But that's not for another week or two. Because I have a what's the word for it? I have a prior engagement, not prior engagement. I have a scheduling conflict. I'm literally talking to somebody and like, yeah, we need you here by 7 p.m. on Monday. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, all right, so no stream. So, it's not this upcoming Monday. It's not the 24th. It's not the very next stream. It's a week after that. That Monday the 3rd or 4th, whatever the fuck it is. Monday the 3rd. I can't stream that day. But it's not because I need a break. It's because I'm literally somewhere else. I literally cannot be here to stream. It's not like I need a break or I need to focus on this other thing that for YouTube. It's I'm actively doing something else for work, for another job. And I don't have any say in when it gets done. And it just happens to be the exact time I typically start a stream. So, yeah. Quit my job and go pro, easy. Bro, if I was making enough, if I was making even remotely kind of enough, I'd do it. I would do it in a heartbeat if I could remotely do it. That being said, not to plug it, but since it's kind of being brought up, you don't have to. I am never going to ask this of you. So I'm not asking you to do this. I'm just letting you know that if you do want to monetarily support the channel, there is the membership button down below. There is a $1 and $5 a month option that you can help support the channel monetarily. You don't need to do it. I do not ask you to do it. The option is there. But yeah, I will let you know if I could go full time with doing content creation, I fucking would in a heartbeat. If I can do exactly what I do for YouTube, short every day of Avatar trivia, say upload 2 to 3 long form videos a month that pair with those, not counting Avatar trivia, and do 3-4 hour live streams a week, bro, I fucking would. Because you know what? Everything I try to do in my free time would become my job. And that's what I get paid for. My job would be to be a fucking nerd on the internet. That would be my job. And the only part that would feel like work is doing the video editing. That's the only part that would feel like actual work is editing. Oh God, I fucking wish. Fine, because I'll still be at Disney World during that time. Yeah, Connor, I'll be. You won't really be missing. You're definitely not missing out. I'm missing out because I'm not the one going to Disney World. I'm not the one going to Disney World next week. She could with 99% sure you're broker than me. Yeah, it really just boils down to just trying to control your spending, but this economy is bullshit. So there's not really there isn't really any advice to give with this fucking economy. But not to get political, but I think cheeseburgers go well with fries. But anyway, it's 10:30. I said the stream was going to be a little bit shorter. We've already gone about 3.5 hours. Most of it was talking about barbecue, the DCEU, and going full-time with YouTube. Let it be known, if I could go full-time with YouTube, I fucking would. And 99 cents a good price though. Yep, it's the basic membership option. It's the way for you to be a member of the channel without having to break the bank. It's literally the lowest option I could give for being a member. So, good night, guys. Good night, Connor. Good night, dude. Good night, Nick. Good night, everybody. Good night, Moon. Good night, Cow. Good night, Moon. But anyway, good night, everybody. I will see you all on Monday, barring sickness or emergency. Or other unforeseen events. That should be another Hogwarts Legacy stream. Maybe one of these streams I actually play the game. At least we got a little bit more done. I'll try to read it, buddy. I got other work I gotta get done. I got editing I gotta do. I got work at other jobs. I will do my best to read it over the weekend and give you my thoughts on Discord. All right.